coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,024,190. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 13,936. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 5,484, with total confirmed deaths at 118. We anticipate those numbers to change as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Rhiannon Trutanich. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, January 19th. Starting today, LA County residents 65 and over can sign up to get their COVID-19 vaccines.
And this is about equity. Older adults have been unfairly impacted by the virus. They've stayed home for months, isolated, which is, as you know, a problem in and of itself. But COVID-19, the vaccine, is here. Hope is here. Our residents will soon be able to return to a life where they can visit their grandchildren, go on walks with friends, volunteer at local soup kitchens, and even come to the LA County Fair at the Fairplex once we are back to normal.
Last night, Supervisor Hilda Solis signed an executive order allowing those 65 and over to sign up online for vaccinations as early as this Thursday. This afternoon, she announced that everyone who qualifies can sign up at vaccinatelacounty.com. For those without internet access, a call center is available 7 days a week from 8:30 a.m. until 8 p.m. That number is 833-540-0473. Solis says of the 1.3 million people in LA County who are 65 and up, 99,000 have been infected with COVID-19, 35% of whom have been hospitalized, and 9,802 have died. The county's public health director, Dr. Barbara Ferrer, says acute care hospitals are almost done vaccinating their frontline employees with both doses of the vaccine. She also reiterated the need for more vaccines. As of the end of last week, the county received 685,000 doses, and more than 70% had been administered. She says 168,000 doses are expected today and tomorrow and should be administered this week at all available vaccination sites. There are currently more than 100 total LA County locations where shots are being given. Solis adds that additional sites will be announced in the coming weeks so more people can get vaccinated in their neighborhoods at sites like local schools. This week, LA Unified School District Superintendent Austin Buettner sent a letter to state and county officials asking for authorization to provide vaccinations at its schools. If approved, more than 1,400 campuses can be used to distribute the shots. The U.S. has surpassed 400,000 deaths due to COVID-19 almost 1 year after the country's first confirmed case. But latest numbers show cases going down since hitting a peak last week. The country saw 1.5 million new cases in the past 7 days, which is an 11% drop from the previous week. 35 states reported a decline week over week, and 18 states saw a fewer number of deaths. Despite the encouraging signs, experts say it's too soon to be overly optimistic. A doctor with Johns Hopkins University says the fluctuations we're seeing now are not sustainable, and we're going to see a lot of transmission until we cross the threshold for herd immunity. Experts also say the new and potentially more contagious strains of the virus are becoming an additional threat. They remind Americans that vigilance is key and urge them to continue taking the necessary precautions to keep the virus from spreading. Almost all of LA County's skilled nursing facilities have now gotten their first doses of the COVID-19 vaccines. Public health officials say 335 of the 340 locations, that's nearly 99%, have received and administered the shots to the roughly 39,000 staff and residents. The rest are currently vaccinating or scheduling vaccinations this week, and the Public Health Department plans to support distribution and administration of their second doses in the coming days. All skilled nursing facilities in LA County have weekly coronavirus testing for its residents and staff. On January 2nd, more than 70,000 tests were completed and more than 2,500 of them came back positive. This is a positivity rate of 4%, which is much lower than the general public's positivity rate of 15%. The proportion of deaths occurring among residents at skilled nursing facilities dropped significantly as well, from 50% last summer to less than 7% this winter. The LA County Public Health Department will host a COVID-19 vaccine virtual town hall tonight from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Participants can learn more about the COVID-19 vaccine, how it was developed, where it will be distributed, and much more. The town hall will be streamed live on Public Health's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages. You can log in at LA Public Health. This comes as 5 additional vaccination super sites open throughout LA County starting today. The Fairplex in Pomona, the Forum in Inglewood, Cal State University Northridge, LA County Office of Education in Downey, and Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia are all set up to vaccinate 4,000 people a day. Dodger Stadium has already been open. It's one of the biggest vaccination sites in the country, giving shots to 12,000 people 6 days a week. LA County saw 9,927 new cases and 88 new deaths as of Monday evening. The numbers reflect a reporting lag from over the holiday weekend. More than 7,300 people are currently hospitalized, with 23% of them in the ICU. The Southern California region continues to have 0% ICU capacity. Strong winds are back in Southern California, bringing another round of dangerous fire conditions and possible power outages. The Santa Ana winds are here through Wednesday, with the peak expected tonight. A high wind warning has been issued for parts of LA County from 10 p.m. tonight to 4 a.m. tomorrow. The National Weather Service predicts gusts as high as 80 miles per hour across the mountains in LA and Ventura counties. Some isolated gusts can even reach 90 miles per hour. Such conditions shut down a massive COVID-19 vaccination site. The Disneyland Resort is closed today due to the forecast. The OC Healthcare Agency tweeted the news, saying those with appointments for today will be notified and can reschedule for another date and time. President Donald Trump signed an executive order to lift coronavirus-related travel bans this week, but we're unsure if it will actually get enacted. Trump issued a proclamation terminating restrictions on incoming travelers from Brazil and dozens of European countries, including the United Kingdom, where a new variant of the coronavirus has been spreading. Travel restrictions from China and Iran are still in place, but the other bans would be lifted starting January 26. The president wrote that this action is the best way to continue protecting Americans from COVID-19 while allowing travel to resume safely. But President-elect Joe Biden's incoming press secretary says his administration will not lift the restrictions when he takes office tomorrow, tweeting, with the pandemic worsening and more contagious variants emerging around the world, this is not the time to be lifting restrictions on international travel. For the first time, the presidential inauguration will be streaming live for young Americans to take part. The live stream will take place tomorrow before and during the inaugural ceremonies. It will be hosted by award-winning entertainer and advocate Keke Palmer. It will also feature a special message from Dr. Jill Biden, commentary from historians, excerpts from students, segments produced by the Library of Congress, trivia questions, and a special story about presidential pets produced by Nickelodeon. The theme for the inauguration will be America United. To watch, you can log on to bideninaugural.org/youth. For the first time, a shelter dog will be calling the White House home. President-elect Joe Biden and his wife adopted their puppy named Major a couple of years ago from the Delaware Humane Society. In celebration, the association hosted a virtual inauguration on Sunday featuring a special guest, Grammy Award-winning artist Josh Groban.
I'm bailing that dog out of jail. One more time, I'm adopting that doggy.
The president of the Humane Society of the United States says this is quite the Cinderella story for a dog, and the timing couldn't have been better. She says Major's move to the West Wing represents a growing shift among Americans to pet adoption. Adoptions at animal shelters and rescues picked up about 10% between 2008 and 2018. Then during the pandemic, as people faced isolation inside their homes, adoptions became even more popular. Last spring, many shelters across America emptied their cages and kennels for the first time ever. That's great news in contrast to some sobering statistics. According to a nonprofit called Best Friends Animal Society, in 2019, 5.4 million animals entered shelters across the country, but 625,000 were killed. In California, more than 100,000 cats and dogs were killed. Adoption advocates say increased adoptions is one of the few silver linings to COVID-19 and hope Biden's example inspires more people to take home a furry friend from a rescue or shelter. Starbucks is helping to speed up the COVID-19 vaccination process in its home state of Washington. Governor Jay Inslee announced that the state has turned to the coffee giant for help in streamlining logistics and increasing daily vaccine goals to 45,000. Starbucks assigned 11 employees to work full-time on vaccine distribution and may add more workers later. These individuals have an expertise in labor and deployment, operations and research and development. Inslee says the state is also arranging for more than 2,000 pharmacies to administer vaccines and set up drive-by vaccination sites. Microsoft, which also has its headquarters in Washington, plans to set up a vaccination site which can give shots to 5,000 people a day. Data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows that as of Monday, 31,581 of the 7.6 million people living in Washington have gotten their COVID-19 vaccinations. Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson says they have to dramatically scale this up and accelerate the progress. He and the governor hope their partnership can create an improved vaccine distribution network across Washington's 39 counties and 29 tribal nations. Two of the biggest lottery jackpots got even bigger. Tonight, the Mega Millions jackpot is estimated at $850 million. That's the third largest in lottery history and the game's second largest ever. Then tomorrow, the Powerball jackpot will be up for grabs at a projected $730 million. That is the fourth largest jackpot in the game's history and the sixth largest in U.S. history. Almost 2 years have passed since a lottery jackpot has gotten this big. No one has won either game's top prize since last September. The Torrance City Council will not meet tonight to conduct city business. It's a previously scheduled dark night. The next meeting will take place on Tuesday, January 26. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. It's Takeout Tuesday, an opportunity for Torrance community members to help out local restaurants. The city of Torrance has a long list of small businesses that are awaiting orders, so if you're in the mood for some Chinese food, pasta, pizza, or sushi, check out your options in town and show us what you're eating by sharing pictures on social media with #TorranceTakeout. If you have a great story to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Christine Lee brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.